All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking a truly fascinating transformation. We're going to be looking at permaculture designer and horticultural consultant Graham Farr's journey. We'll literally trace his path from being completely, utterly burned out back in 2012 to living a highly generative, abundant life in 2026. By the end of this, you'll see exactly how to make that same shift yourself, moving away from constantly mining your own personal energy and instead learning how to actually harvest renewable flows. Let's get started.
Section 1. The draining battery. So to really get the solution, we first have to understand the problem, right? Just picture a battery draining incredibly fast. Back in 2012, Graham was basically running on internal fossil fuels. He was relying on non-renewable inputs. Pouring chemical fertilizers into the dirt, constantly buying the newest gadgets, and just running on pure stress. It completely drains you. He was treating his daily routine like endless manual labor, literally burning through his own health and time as if those resources were infinite. Basically, he was mining his own life until the tank was empty.
Which brings us to Section 2, plugging into renewable flows.
This was the massive turning point, and it was completely inspired by permaculture principles. Graham realized, and I absolutely love this quote, "A resilient life plugs into renewable flows." Simple, right? But it means that true survival, true long-term success, means totally walking away from that mining mindset and finding energy sources that actually replenish themselves.
Now imagine watching that drained battery start to charge back up. Instead of draining yourself dry, imagine plugging into inputs that generate energy. We're talking about the sun, compost, biological services. These are the flows that recharge the whole system without you having to tap into your own personal reserves. It's a total paradigm shift. You go from doing all the heavy lifting yourself to just letting nature do the work.
Section 3. Harvesting nature's labor. If you see Graham out in the field today, he is definitely not hauling heavy bags of chemical feeds. No way. Instead, you'll see him pointing out a nitrogen-fixing plant or relying on a flock of hens to naturally turn the soil for him. He went from being the exhausted sole worker to a smart system designer. As he puts it, he works with nature's labor now, not just his own. He builds systems that literally keep working and improving while he's asleep.
Moving on to Section 4, the hierarchy of needs.
And this whole philosophy applies perfectly to technology too. Instead of just tossing things out to buy the shiny new green gadget, Graham is usually in his workshop repairing tech, following a super strict hierarchy. Step 1, repair your own gear. Step 2, reuse old materials, like using reclaimed tires for garden weights. And Step 3, you only buy brand new for absolute mechanical necessity. So yeah, he'll still use drone aerial imagery, but only because the system truly requires it, not just out of habit.
Section 5. The 3-2-1 Action Plan. So how do we actually apply this every single day? Well, it kicks off with the 3 and the 3-2-1 Action Plan. These are 3 ethical filters, basically your renewable check. First up is earth care. Are you choosing biological resources, like compost, over mined chemical feeds? Second is people care. Are you treating the animals and people in your system with real respect and autonomy? And third, fair shares. This is huge. Are you using the ultimate renewable service, self-regulation, to actually put a limit on your consumption so you can share your net yield?
Okay, next is the 2. Applying these principles across 2 specific zones. Zone 0 is your tech, your digital battery, right? Can you shift just one energy-heavy task to a small and slow alternative? Like maybe just air drying your clothes outside when the sun's out instead of firing up the tumble dryer? Then we have Zone 1, the landscape. Take a look at the manual jobs you're sweating over. Is there a biological service, maybe a specific plant or animal, that could just do that weeding or fertilizing for you?
And finally, the 1, the immediate yield. Your goal is to identify just one non-renewable habit today. You know the ones, the habits that leave you feeling totally drained. Replace it with one biological rest or service today. By making that single small substitution, you actually reclaim that recharged energy. That saved energy, that's your yield. It absolutely proves that your own creativity and energy can be an unlimited resource. But, and it's a big but, only if you actively place limits on your consumption and manage your stress.
Look, we absolutely have to move away from mining our own lives, because when we finally choose renewable resources and when we intelligently design systems that just let nature do all the heavy lifting, our growth doesn't deplete us anymore. It sustains us. So take a hard look at your own life and the systems you're managing every single day. Are you ready to plug into the infinite?